Welcome back to my series, Dance Moms Uncovered. Fans of Dance Moms have been quite divided about whether or not Jessalynn Siwa pushed her daughter into the spotlight at too early of an age. She has certainly made some questionable choices in her quest to make JoJo a star, because there was more to Jessalynn than the producers cared to show. Feel free to share your thoughts on the following evidence. First, let's look at before Dance Moms. In her podcast, Success with Jess, Jessalynn discusses JoJo's long road to fame. Jess says that when she found out she was having a girl, she knew she was going to dance, wear bows and tutus, and that she was going to have to like it. However, JoJo has said that when she was younger, she wanted to quit dance and instead play softball or basketball.
It is definitely in her blood. Like, I knew the moment I was having a girl, she was gonna be a dancer, and she was gonna wear bows and tutus, and she was gonna like it.
Have you ever thought of quitting dance? Actually, yes. When I was little, I was always like, I want to do softball, I want to do basketball.
Jess has been very open in admitting that she bleached JoJo's hair from the age of 2. While it seems to have worked out okay for JoJo, you can understand how some children could become very insecure about their hair colour if it's something their parents have been changing for years. Jess has described how she heard an advertisement on the radio for the hotline 1-800-MY-KID-IS-A-STAR, which was promising to prepare children for stardom in the entertainment industry. Jess called them and registered JoJo for their classes, which were very expensive at the time for their family. So when JoJo was around 4 or 5 years old, Jessalynn brought JoJo out to LA, taking her out of preschool to save money for the trip. In fact, when JoJo first arrived, she told her hairdresser that her mum was making her get a job. Jess has directly stated that she wanted success really badly for JoJo, and that she would take her to the American Girl store as a reward for attending auditions.
This commercial would come on and it would say, if your kid is the next big thing, call 1-800-MY-KID's-A-STAR.
You called?
I called. I just wanted it so bad for her, and she wanted it too, but we were so lucky we got to pay to take their classes. I remember at the time it was a lot of money to take these classes. I had JoJo in a very good preschool, and right away I pulled her out because I was like, I can save money there. I remember taking JoJo for a haircut, and the lady said, what are you guys out here for? And JoJo was like, my mom said I have to get a J-O-B. We would go to the American Girl doll store, just kind of let her pick what she wanted as a treat for auditioning and doing good.
I know what you're probably thinking, but it's okay because JoJo wanted to be famous, right? I'm not trying to suggest that JoJo didn't want to be famous. But no matter how eager JoJo was at this time, she couldn't possibly understand the concept and consequences of fame at this young age. I worry that Jessalynn might have hyped up the idea of fame so much that JoJo saw it as the only goal worth pursuing. Child stars have a notoriously difficult time adjusting to stardom in their adulthood, and there was no guarantee that JoJo wouldn't become one of them. Next, let's explore joining Dance Moms. Jess and JoJo have revealed that they were obsessed with Dance Moms from season 1 and thought that they should be on the show. But before they got their chance, Jess submitted an audition to the spin-off series, Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, without telling JoJo. While they weren't cast for season 1, they were accepted to appear in season 2. In fact, the casting director gave Jess the advice to commit to the crazy.
And when I first saw Dance Moms on TV, the first episode, I called my friend Joy and I'm like, how are we not on this show? And when we did AUDC, the guy that casted us, I said, do you have any advice for me before I go film this show? And he said, yes, I do. Commit to the crazy. Commit to being crazy. And I was like, okay, I'm going to commit to being crazy.
One Saturday after their time on AUDC, the Dance Moms producers called them, asking if they could begin filming on Monday. At first, they were only supposed to join the ALDC for 1 week as guests. Apparently, when the producers told Abby that JoJo would be on her team, she freaked out, screaming, "She's not on the team."
So the Dance Moms audition process took so long, right? They called me on Saturday, and I left on Monday. We literally thought we were only going for a week, but obviously I've been there for almost 3 years.
I can't help but remember a beautiful conversation that I had with Abby, telling her that JoJo was going to be on the ALDC. It was quite touching. In fact, I think I have a recording of it.
She's not on the team!
Yet despite this hostility that Abby showed towards JoJo at first, Jessalynn kept bringing JoJo to her week after week, committing to the crazy to keep her on television. Evidence number 3, Dance Mum Shenanigans. On the show, Jessalynn appeared to have a mean streak, complaining and causing drama week after week. Well, Kathy has said that she believes Jess's meanness is just a persona that she enjoys putting on for the show. Well, I found some evidence that seems to support this claim, that Jessalynn likes to add a little bit of extra drama to the show. Jess herself has claimed that she pitched an idea to the producers where she would compete against the ALDC with some of her friends from Nebraska.
You know me, I've always got like something secret up my sleeve and I'm always trying to like pitch something or do something. And I wanted the producers of Dance Moms to make me a studio to go against Abby with my blonderage.
According to Abby, Jess would complain over and over about the girls needing classes, but when classes were made available at the ALDC, JoJo never took them. This suggests to me that Jess's main reason for fighting for dance classes was to cause drama for the show, not to improve JoJo's dance training. Jess herself has admitted that during their Dance Moms days, she and JoJo would spend their nights attending auditions, so that was probably what they were doing instead of classes.
Jessalynn sat in my studio and screamed at me. She sat in the dressing room at the competition and screamed at me all about classes, hiring teachers and having classes. Guess who never took class? JoJo. I have to leave, I have a meeting. I have to leave, I have an audition. I have to leave, I'm doing a voiceover.
When we were on Dance Moms out here, we would do Dance Moms all day. And then we would run to auditions at night. And then we would run back and take dance class.
Despite these shenanigans, Jess has stated that she would never sabotage or drag other kids down to raise her kid up. However, on the show she seemed to pick on some kids, such as Bryn or the mini team. But I hope that this was kept to the show and that once the cameras weren't rolling, she was a lot more friendly to them. Lastly, Abby has made a few accusations about Jess. She said that JoJo doesn't get her shots when she needs them. This appears to be true, since in the past, people have asked Jessalynn for her stance on vaccinating children, and Jessalynn has stated that she is against it. Abby also says that Jessalynn doesn't give her husband enough attention. Since Jess lived in another state from her husband and son for 4.5 years, while she was pursuing opportunities for JoJo, this appears to be true. However, the family has seemed to make it all work, and it's not really my place, or Abby's for that matter, to judge the way Jess handles her marriage. 4. Leaving Dance Moms. Jessalynn and JoJo's final episode of Dance Moms was Season 6, Episode 29. Many have suspected that the drama this week was staged. First of all, Jess had long hair in her interviews for that episode, but had short hair during the episode itself. Does this mean that Jess recorded her interviews before the episode was filmed, and knew in advance that JoJo would be given a ballet duet? I don't actually think so. In each interview, Jess is wearing a different outfit, and the audio of her interviews is very, very choppy. And she doesn't specifically mention the ballet duet. She just makes general statements about JoJo being a star and having difficulties with her technique. I suspect that these interviews were created using bits and pieces of unaired footage that Jess has said throughout the years. You can also tell that Jess isn't arguing with Abby here. They cut to a shot of Abby way on the other side of the studio, looking towards the bleachers. While she and Jess probably did argue at some point this day, I think right here Jess is yelling at producers behind the camera for assigning JoJo a ballet duet. JoJo has confirmed that the reason why she left Dance Moms was because she wanted to accept a talent deal with Nickelodeon.
The only reason I left is because it was just I had a really good opportunity to take with Nickelodeon, and I really felt that that was the right thing to do with me at the time.
Normally, this wouldn't have been possible, because if JoJo was bound by a contract for Dance Moms, there would have been an exclusivity clause in place to prevent her from walking away all of a sudden to join another television company's programming. The executive producer of Dance Moms, Jeff Collins, has confirmed that this was indeed a part of the girls' contracts. So how did they leave? Abby believes that Jessalynn found a loophole. Apparently, Jess knew that the kids' contracts were never legally processed by the Californian court system, so Jess knew that she could break the contract without any consequences.
She knew darn well the production company that shoots our show never legally processed the children's applications through the California court system.
JoJo has discussed her Nickelodeon contract on her YouTube channel, saying that it's an overall talent deal, which has put rules in place for JoJo to work with Nickelodeon to produce consumer products, music, programming, movies, events, and social media content. So it seems to me that the show could have been very accurate. Maybe Jess and JoJo just didn't show up one day because the ballet duet made them realize that there were much better opportunities out there than staying on the show. And finally, let's look at After Dance Mums. After her daughter signed with Nickelodeon, Jess has been able to live a very comfortable life. JoJo's father has retired from a career as a chiropractor. Using JoJo's fortune, the family has bought a $3.4 million home. The family is so well off that one day on a whim, Jessalynn bought a G-Wagon car on the way to McDonald's.
So we're driving down Ventura Boulevard to McDonald's, the drive-thru, and there's a Mercedes dealer. And we're like, hey, they have a red G-Wagon. Let's go check it out. So we go in and we check out the red G-Wagon and we purchase it on the way to McDonald's.
JoJo has revealed that she had to perform at VidCon the same day that she lost her grandmother. JoJo's performances are so energetic and upbeat that I can't imagine how painful it would be to perform while suppressing feelings of grief and mourning.
I performed at VidCon, and she passed away the day that I was supposed to perform at VidCon. And I still performed, but it was a really sad day for me.
I don't necessarily think that Jess would have pushed her to do this though. JoJo has said that Jess isn't a crazy stage mom, and she actually tells her that she needs to stop working so hard.
She's not a stage mom. Yeah. A lot of people think that she's like, no, you have to make a YouTube video and you have to perform good. Literally the most opposite of that. It's actually like, JoJo, turn your computer off and stop working.
But despite being well and truly finished with Dance Moms, Jess isn't completely done with the reality TV scene. She says that she hopes her family will get their own reality show one day in the future. I certainly do not think that Jess is a horrible person, nor a bad mother. But I do worry that her priorities were a little bit askew, and that she's being praised for it. It's easy to look at her success now and believe that the ends justify the means. But some of the risks that Jess took could have had much more serious consequences for JoJo's well-being, and could encourage other parents, who perhaps don't have strong relationships with their kids, to do the same. So what do you guys think? Do you think Jessalynn was pushy with JoJo, or was she no worse than the other mums? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.